So the story begins, showing an icy area where warriors Ignacio and chief scientist Jose are seen working for Cord Industries. In fact, they were mining a spherical object. Meanwhile, Cord Industries owner Victoria arrives and sees that a scarab in the shape of a beetle has emerged from inside the spherical object. Victoria is very delighted to see this beetle scarab. After that, we see a boy named Jamie who had come home after finishing his graduation. Here at the airport, Jamie's family, including his father Alberto, mother Rocio, uncle Rudy, sister Milagros, and his grandmother, come to pick him up. After picking up Jamie, they all go for lunch where Jamie finds out about his family. Odd Industries is slowly taking over the entire town. As a result, his family lost their shop and they are heavily in debt. Soon, they will lose their house too. Besides, Jamie learns that Alberto had suffered a heart attack due to these family circumstances. After knowing everything, Jamie says that he has completed his education and now has a degree, so he will find a good job and pay off all the debts. But as time passed by, Jamie couldn't find any job, which troubled him greatly, and he tells his sister that one day he will earn a lot of money and set everything right. Later we see Jamie in a very large house, which makes it seem as if he has become very wealthy. Just then, Milagros calls him and asks him to clean. In reality, Milagros worked as a cleaner in this house, and she was the one who got Jamie the job so that they could earn some money together. Here we realize that this big house belongs to Victoria, and as she arrives, Jamie greets her with a "good morning," but Victoria ignores him and walks inside, where she sees her niece Jennifer. Here, Jennifer is very angry with Victoria and shows her a video of the new device of her company. In reality, this device fits inside a human being. The man becomes a dangerous warrior with such powers that he could destroy everything. Well, now Jennifer angrily confronts Victoria, saying the company should not be making such weapons. In fact, the company was owned by Jennifer's father, but after his death, Victoria became its owner, and Jennifer's father's last wish was that his company should not manufacture such devices. That's why Jennifer was against Victoria. Victoria reminds Jennifer that she is in control of the company and can do whatever she wants. However, Jennifer still opposes her. During this confrontation, Victoria's bodyguard Ignacio tries to intervene. Upon seeing this, Jamie steps in to save Jennifer, for which Victoria fires Jamie from the job. Jennifer feels terrible for Jamie and offers her number, promising to help him find a new job. That night, Jamie considers messaging Jennifer but is very nervous. Encouraged by his father, Jamie decides to send a message to Jennifer. After Jamie receives a message, he is called for a meeting at a company the next day. At the same time, we see Jennifer heading to the company's lab, where she spots a beetle scarab and runs away with it in a burger box. Following this, Jose arrives in the lab, notices the scarab missing, and orders security to shut all the company's gates. In this setting, Jennifer reacts to the security alarm with fear. Encountering Jamie, she passes him the box, promising him compensation if he guards it, with the caveat not to peek inside. Subsequent to this, Jamie departs from the establishment, while the security personnel draw near to inspect Jennifer. Subsequently, in Jamie's residence, his relatives coax him to unveil the contents of the box. Upon opening, they discover a scrapped gadget nestled within and immediately engage with it. In the middle of their amusement, Jamie quickly reclaims the device, which right at that moment starts to emit a luminous glow. It strikes Jamie directly in the face, and as Rudy attempts to pull it away, he gets an electric jolt and tumbles back. The gadget then crawls beneath Jamie's attire, unveiling bug-like appendages that adhere him to the ceiling, while a protective armor starts encasing his form. Jamie begins to resemble a superhero, with an artificial intelligence system booting up within his suit. All of a sudden, the armor blasts through the roof, propelling Jamie out into space. He's still in disbelief over his own transformation. The suit then guides him back to Earth, deftly navigating the urban traffic and the city's skyline. Jamie finds himself standing in front of a bus. The armor generates a unique barrier that cleanly divides the bus in half. Subsequently, Jamie comes back to his dwelling, and the armor dissipates as if by magic. Although unaffected physically, Jamie collapses from the after effects of the suit's power. When Jamie regains consciousness, he finds the script device embedded in his back. Panicked, Jamie thinks of calling the police, but Rudy dissuades him, saying that the police will mistake Jamie for a thief. Then Jamie goes to look for Jennifer, during which he sees people following her. So Jamie saves her by getting her into his car and takes her to his home. There Jennifer discloses that the scripting mechanism is an exceedingly perilous armament, intended by Victoria to enhance her Womack initiative. Upon inquiry by Jamie, Jennifer concedes her ignorance regarding why the mechanism selected him, yet suggests they could uncover the truth using a key housed in the card skyscraper. Hence, Rudy escorts Jamie along with Jennifer to the aforementioned tower. At the tower, they install a jamming device to hack the cameras. As soon as the guard is distracted, they break in and steal the key, which transforms into a watch. Jennifer realizes that the watch belonged to her father. After that, both of them start to leave the place. During this time, Ignacio tries to stop them. Consequently, Jamie's scarab device activates and he fights with Ignacio. Ignacio then uses his incomplete OMK to attack and a fight ensues between the two. In the process, Jamie discovers the numerous weapons present in his suit. Here Jamie fights very dangerously and is about to kill Ignacio. Then Jamie, stopping the AI suit, says that he does not wish to take anyone's life. Suddenly Rudy and Jennifer start running away in a car, which leads Ignacio to start shooting at them. Therefore, Jamie heads towards the car. Seeing this, Ignacio quickly gets up and moves forward to attack Jamie. However, Rudy hits Ignacio, saving Jamie, and then the three of them flee from there. The next morning, the three of them reach Jennifer's old mansion, where using a clock, they find their way to a secret lair. Here, Jennifer learns that her father was the city's superhero, known as the Blue Beetle. Assisted by Scarab, he invented a multitude of devices and technologies to eliminate crime in the city. In parallel, Rudy discovers a way to resolve Jamie's issue within an antiquated computer. Concurrently, Jamie notices a luminous blue lesion on his skin in the restroom, signaling that Scarab is gradually linking with Jamie's physique, yet the lesion swiftly mends. Subsequently, Jamie emerges to find Jennifer in mourning for her father, prompting him to provide comfort to her, and their bond starts to deepen. Nevertheless, Rudy interrupts with new intelligence that suggests, as long as Jamie lives, Scarab cannot detach from him, and Scarab will defend its hero by any means necessary. Overwhelmed by the situation, Jamie feels immensely confined. Rudy clarifies that Scarab undoubtedly selected him for a specific purpose. Simultaneously, Victoria uncovers Jamie's connection with the Scarab and dispatches a covert military force to apprehend him at his residence. Subsequently, Jamie observes Jennifer and Rudy's helicopter flying towards his residence. Eagerly, Jamie attempts to harness the energy of his suit, but to no avail, it remains inactive. In that crucial moment, Jamie acknowledges that the Scarab is his eternal guardian. Without hesitation, he leaps from the edifice, triggering the suit's activation, and he sets off to his dwelling. Simultaneously, Victoria's forces pull Jamie's relatives from their home and aim firearms at them. At this critical juncture, Jamie makes his entry and topples a number of the soldiers. On the other side, Victoria wanted to see the power of Jamie's suit, so she orders her soldiers to target his family. Then Jamie activates his shield and saves his family from the bullets. After that, Jamie asks his AI for a weapon that won't kill. With this weapon, Jamie begins to take down all the soldiers. During an incident when Rosa falls and Alberto rushes to assist her, a soldier viciously attacks Alberto, inflicting severe injuries that result in a heart attack. Meanwhile, Victoria's bodyguard, Ignacio, takes aim at Jaime and is about to shoot him when Jaime hears his father's voice, prompting him to go to his rescue. During this, Ignacio attacks Jaime with technology meant to weaken the Blue Beetle, causing Jaime to fall. In no time, Jaime's house is blasted and set ablaze. Jaime watches his father dying but is unable to help him despite his desire to do so. Ignacio then approaches Jaime and takes him away. The next morning, we see Jaime's family deeply grieved by Alberto's death. Then Grandma uplifts everyone by suggesting that instead of crying, they should try to save Jaime. Just then Jennifer arrives and takes the entire family to a location where their father had built an aircraft named Bug, with which he could fly at a great speed. In addition, they receive many gadgets for fighting here, including a gadget with gloves. The same Grandma and Rosie choose weapons for long-range attacks. Well, after that, they plan to attack the fort built on Paco Island. Actually, in this fort, Victoria was going to extract the scarab from Jamie's body. Therefore, she connects Jamie to a machine and puts him in the OM Corp's database. This process could have even led to Jamie's death. Additionally, Ignacio's armor was also connected to this machine so that all the data from the scarab could be transferred to Ignacio's suit. As soon as the processor starts, Jamie screams in pain and falls into a coma. Then he begins to have visions of the afterlife, where Jamie meets his father Alberto, where Alberto tells him that embracing the Blue Beetle is your life's greatest purpose. After that, Jamie comes out of the coma and fully accepts the scarab. But then the codes from escape are transferred to Ignacio's suit, making Ignacio's OMAC suit incredibly powerful. Meanwhile, Rudy destroys the bug aircraft at the fort, prompting soldiers to open fire on them. However, this bug aircraft was very tough, so it was impervious to damage. The bug aircraft also uses its legs to strike down the soldiers. Amidst this, Rudy hits a special button releasing a cloud of blue smoke. The fumes cause the soldiers to faint. Subsequently, Jennifer gets into the Ford, where they discover an extensive array of OMAC costumes soaking up power from the scarab. Employing a device, she detonates the array, leading to a section of the Ford to cave in, resulting in their separation. At the same time, Jamie comes to in the laboratory, yet is unable to operate the suit because its system was restarting. During this time, Josh realizes that Victoria's intentions are not good, so he decides to help Jamie by opening the gate to facilitate his escape. Ignacio spots Jose and ends up killing him. Just then, the lab explodes, but Ignacio manages to save Victoria. Subsequently, Victoria sets off to capture Jennifer. Meanwhile, Jamie is surrounded by numerous soldiers, but his grandma appears and defeats them all in an instant with the help of gadgets. Now, they all go inside the bug. However, Jennifer was still missing. Therefore, Jamie goes back into the fort to rescue them. Here, Milagros is using her gloves to protect herself from the soldiers, but they soon surround her. Just then, Jamie arrives and his suit activates. Now, Jamie was able to fully control the suit, so quickly defeats all the soldiers. During this, Ignacio arrives and throws Jamie to the other side of the wall. Somehow, Jamie manages to save himself. And then, he goes to confront Ignacio, which leads to both of them fighting and drifting into space, attacking each other and eventually starting to fall back to the ground. While Victoria seizes Jennifer and plans her getaway from this place, Jennifer manages to toss her father's unique gum explosive into the helicopter, resulting in a crash. Miraculously, both Jennifer and Victoria come out alive. At that moment, Jennifer annihilates Square's information gadget, guaranteeing Victoria's inability to ever reconstruct a scanning device. Well, Jamie requests an imagination-based weapon from his suit and attacks Ignacio with it. However, using his war experience, Ignacio manages to bring him down. At the same time, Rudy distracts Ignacio by throwing stones at him, leading Ignacio to shoot him. Seeing this enrages Jamie, and he is about to exact deadly revenge on Ignacio when the AI reminds him that he does not want to take a life. Additionally, the AI shows him Ignacio's past memories, revealing that Ignacio is a victim just like him. Because when Ignacio was young, a bomb from Cord Industries had blasted his home. The event resulting in his mother's death led Victoria to choose him for the OMEC project experiment. And so, Jamie departs from Ignacio, giving him the revelation that he possesses the power to defy Victoria's commands. Subsequently, Ignacio confronts Victoria and sets off an incredibly perilous explosion, resulting in their deaths, causing the entire island to begin erupting. It is at that moment Rudy introduces the insect and saves Jamie and Jennifer, after which they all escape from there and mourn Alberto's death. Later on, Jennifer Cord Industries takes over and announces on the news that she will work on any kind of military project for the good of people. Here, Jamie and his family go to their burnt house and wonder what they should do next. Just then, all their neighbors come and welcome them. Meanwhile, Jennifer comes to meet them and tells them that she wants to keep a good inventor like Rudy in Cord Industries and in return will pay the whole family. Afterward, Jamie asks Jennifer to go out with him. They kiss and Jamie flies away with her. In the story's ending, we see Jennifer's father's place, where the computer turns on by itself, starting a voice recording of Jennifer's father who says he is still alive somewhere. And with that, the story ends here.